Good morning, friends. This is Vishal Mehra once again in front of you. And today my topic is quite related with my course, and the topic is about API. What is API, and how does it work, and how does it ease the work of the developers and any other user which is going to use this, and how does it very helpful. We're gonna discuss it in the upcoming moment. So what is API? API is an application programming interface. What is this? This is basically a user-friendly connection between two user where between two software where we can share the data and receive the data by API. API in basically in simple terms is just a sharing of data sharing things by which with the help of URL we can use the particular we can use some particular other data in our sites or in our development projects purpose. Suppose that if I am building some kinds of sites and for that I required suppose that I am building an e-commerce site and I required the so many data related e-commerce, something like that, products, images and product details and everything. If I am doing this in normal process, so what I have to do, I have to just I rearrange my whole data. I have to just create so many objects and inside array of object where inside that I have to store my particular data once again and again and again. It totally means I have to create the thing which I am getting from the UPI in the direct form. If I am not using API thing, then I have to arrange my data by myself. I have to create it by just putting so many efforts and lots of efforts. So what a new technology introduced is what API. What does API? API provides us the entire data in with the help of URL. What you have to do, you have to just copy the URL and activate your key, and by just activating the key you have the access to get the data from that particular API. And then what you have to do, you have to just whatever language you are using, you have to just fetch the data inside your project. And there suppose that I am working on JavaScript, so I have idea about it. So to fetch the API data, we use two types of different methods, that is that dot then and cage, that is one, and the second is async and await. So by doing this, when I'm trying to fetch the data, my data is comes in the form of promises. So that's why I have to fetch my data inside from the promises. And the same things follow in the async and await, where we have to follow the same things, because the data we get from our API is when we try to fetch it, it shows us in the promises. It comes in the array of object form, but it's come inside the promises. That's why we have to fetch it from here. So it is very necessary to understand to fetch the data from the API, because whenever you are working somewhere others, then you always got a data from the different kinds of API. As there are so many APIs, so you have an idea and understanding that how I can fetch the data and how I can use this data, because somewhere these data will help you these data will convert your work within a you can say that this data will make your work as simple as that. Because the work which are you doing, trying to fetching the data, collecting the data and storing in the objects, is now totally resolved. What you have to do, you just have to copy the URL and passing the key. You just have to activate the particular key and try to use that particular data in your website. This is how what does API do. And there are so many APIs nowadays that will ease the developers work, and that usually shares the data and between two softwares linkage. So that is all about it, and I hope you all will understand it. Thank you very much.